All right. Let's see here. I can get all this together. How's it going, guys? What is up? If you're in here tonight, give me a shout out. Just type in the comments that you're here, so I'll know who all's here. How's it going? How's it going? Come on in the house. Give us a little chat. Oh man, my beard is all over the place tonight. How's it going, guys? How's it going? What's going on, Daniel? Oh man, how you doing, buddy? You're in here tonight for your first time. Do me a favor, just type in the comments who you are, where you're from. Hit that thumbs up button right there at the bottom left. Give me a thumbs up so I'll know. Helps the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. Say, Chris. Cold weather and rain set in for northeast Oklahoma. Hoping the Ducks are to follow. Yes. Chris, I just got a report in yesterday that ducks are just showing up. Yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, I got you. I know who you are. I'm just getting a report in from yesterday that ducks are starting to show up in Idaho right now. Yeah, I did. I'll get into that in a minute, Daniel. Jay, how you doing? Charles, how you doing? Charles, just do me a favor and look up in the chat room since you're the last person to comment. Look in the chat and see if you can see a link that I put in the chat room. Is it up there? Just yes or no? I'm going to get into that here in a minute. But yeah, Daniel, I hunted the opener. I did not pull the trigger. And that is a story. No, this wasn't This was not a migration report. This is somebody in Idaho who I know, who I trust, told me they just started showing up. The ducks really just started showing up. When I get a report, it's usually firsthand knowledge. Yep, it was firsthand. Glad I stayed. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't pull the trigger, dude. Yeah, the South Carolina State House link. Yep, that's it. Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody can see it. I pinned it to the top. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Let's see, opening morning. All right, so I was supposed to meet some people opening morning. My good buddy Andy and his buddy Jay, and I knew the area that they were going to be, but I didn't know the exact location. So I put in at Landon, and I go down the river, and I turn into the swamp, and right there is where it started. We have such low water that the creek that you turn into, there was a sandbar, and if you hit it just right, you can go around it, but if you don't, you're on the sandbar. And I got stuck on the sandbar, so I had to finally got off of it, started down the creek. The water's so low, even with a mud motor, and you can't go full throttle because of the stumps now, and stumps and logs. I got stuck 5 more times. Finally broke out into deeper water and started heading up the swamp, and somehow got off track of the creek, and I started hitting stumps, and they were bouncing me off. Got stuck again and got real stuck. Somehow, when I got unstuck from that spot, I got turned around, and I literally started heading out of the swamp and didn't realize it until it was too late. At which time I ran up into a group of guys that I ended up hunting with them. We had a really good time. There was a lot of summer ducks, but they were all high. We did have one gadwall that was working us, and we were working that duck. Only had 3 decoys put out because, again, when I say we ran out of time, literally when I beached the boat and put the boat away, we had 15 minutes. And I couldn't even set up cameras. By the time I got bougie set up and got my gun loaded, it was time to shoot. And we had one gadwall to work us. The bird worked really well, but lit wide. And they tried to Arkansas him, water swat. They hit the bird. I didn't pull the trigger. They hit the bird. Bird got up, flew around the corner, and dropped. We could not find that bird. They searched for 30, 45 minutes. Could not find that bird at all. They got out of the boat. They walked and walked and walked. They could not find it. So I don't know. And Bougie is not ready for that kind of work yet. If she's got line of sight, she's on it. But she's just not ready yet. So the first push was Halloween. They are gone. Waiting for more in eastern Nebraska. Lots of north yet. Yeah. I don't know if you heard, Jeff, but I just got a report yesterday. Hey, Tyler. You shot a 3-man limit with a bonus green wing teal. Awesome. No, buddy. Grizzly. Hey, Tyler, you did better than I did, son. I don't know where you were at. I heard, I didn't go down there, but I heard at one of the landings, the landing was actually full and they were parking up the road. I didn't go to that landing. The landing, matter of fact, Tyler, the landing that me and you put in is where I put in at, and it was half full when I got there. Say, Billy. But yeah, anyway, so anyway, I got a report yesterday, Idaho. The birds are just starting to show up in Idaho. My buddy who's out there, lives out there now. I can't remember the number they shot, but they got on the mallards pretty hot and heavy. Tyler's in my state. Adam Frank, welcome. I don't think I've ever seen your name here. Got 6 woodies Sunday between 2 of us and 2 today. Good job, buddy. Where are you at? Hardyville. Gotcha, bro. Well, welcome in. For those of y'all that are new here, excuse me, I just got a crackle in my voice. For all those that are new here, little thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that. That just lets the algorithm know that people are watching. We got back from an afternoon hunt, 10 teal down. Awesome, Billy. Yeah, I'm working. I work Sunday and I work all this week. My next hunt will be Thanksgiving Day. Be Thanksgiving Day if I hunt again. It all depends on if there's any birds where we're going. We got a little swamp that me and a group of guys always get together with and hunt. All right. For you South Carolina guys that are in here, and I'll keep repeating this as we go along. If you were in here and you listened to my last live stream where I was talking about Samworth, and I had a lot of guys in here who were asking me, what can they do? What can they do? What can they do? Well, I'm going to tell you. At the top of this comment section, there is a link. And if you click that link, and you can do it right now while you're doing this live stream, and what you're going to do is it's going to be an email link. If you click that link and send an email to the state assembly asking them to start getting on board and getting our Cat 1s up to par, especially Samworth, Santee Delta East, Santee Delta West, getting them up to par and back in a program where they've got water control, food sources, the whole 9 yards. That's what you can start doing. I'm going to be doing mine either later tonight or tomorrow. I just got this link in today. And like I said, you're more than welcome if you want to do it now, which I know it'll kick you out of the live stream, but you can come back. I'm going to be here for 2 hours. But that's what you can do. Are these these are WMAs in my state. Chris, you weren't here, but we have a couple of WMAs that have really gone down. They had a major breach in the dikes system in 2010, and they are just now starting to be repaired. They have not been completed. These WMAs, they're not planting them. I don't care if they plant them or not. I just want to have a moist soil application. It'll be fine with me with smart weed and springle top and that kind of stuff. But or they want to plant rice. But there's no food. It is full of what they call white marsh grass and Suspania. Hey, Don. Unfortunately, Don, that is against the law. You can't plant. You can't bring in a non-native plant into the public areas. It I don't know where you're hunting, but let's, for example, Santee. You cannot take and plant rice or anything like that. The only people that can put in or put into the system is Santee Cooper, the Santee Cooper Co-op. They're the only ones that are allowed to do it. And other than that, it is against the law, unfortunately. But that is just the honest truth. Had a big group of teal buzzes before shooting sounded like the jet's taking off. I bet they did. I wish we could, Don. I wish that we could plant, but we can't. Well, I have been with Santee Cooper when they put out what's known as Water Shield, which is like a lily pad. It has a seed on the bottom end of it, which ducks really like. But we can't. You cannot plant. I wish that we could do, but we can't do it. And I mean, there's a lot of things that come about that as well. I mean, we cannot control the public water. So, if you're going to plant something, like let's say you have your own private piece of property and you want to plant, you're going to plant it while it's dry and you're going to let it sprout a little bit. Then you can start putting water on it. Yeah, you can go and top seed an area and hopefully it'll do something, but birds will get to it. Other little animals will get to it. You can't control it. And then you cannot control the water level to get the water on it to do you any good. So it's really, unless you can control the water, it's really useless to do it. Ben, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Long time no see, man. Well, Tyler, I'm glad you got into them, buddy. Really, not exactly sure where you, like I say, where you're at. You'll probably send me a text later, but and that's fine. Don't put it out where you're at in here. But no, I do not guide at all. Number one, there's not enough ducks here in South Carolina to guide. I mean, now unless you go to the coast and you do some sea duck hunting, I think there's one or two guides down there, and they'll actually take you out. And if, to be honest, I don't sea duck hunt. I don't have the gear or the boats or the decoys to do it. So, if I was to go on our coast, that's what I would do. But now there are clubs, they're pin raised birds. They are pin raised birds, and clubs have pin raised birds, but it'll cost you an arm and a leg to get into it. To be quite honest, and I'm not I don't like that idea of pin raised birds to begin with. But I will give you a suggestion. Yeah, Billy. Billy at SoFlo Outdoors. He's got a YouTube channel. You can go down there. He's down in Florida. There's also, to be honest with you, dude, I would go to if you're in South Carolina, I would go to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. There are a lot of guides out there. They're good guides. You got a different variety of ducks that you can go after. That or take a trip out west. Exactly, Charles, because you're exactly right. It is hard to get those invasive plants out of there. For those of you not familiar with Samworth, even if you live in the state, it's an island, and you have to get to it by a barge. To get equipment there, you got to get to it by barge. You got to get to it by boat anyway. And they got to get this equipment over there, but the barge is there, everything's there. And in 2010 is when this major breach happened, and like again, they are repairing it. But my thing is, why is it taking them so long? Why is it taking them so long to do it when we know we got the money there? So like I said, that link up there, you can get up there and email the state assembly, South Carolina State Assembly, and tell them to get cracking. This is ours. We own this. The people own this. These are the state assembly are politicians. We, the people, own this property, and we want it fixed, and we want to be able to hunt it again. Period. Do I have any beginner gear to get? I don't have any videos out on that. Be something to think about. I don't know what you got. My best advice to you would be to If you have a friend that is a duck hunter and has got a lot of stuff, is to go with him, help out, help out with gas, help out with food and that kind of stuff, and learn from him. If you've got someone like that, and you don't have to get the biggest and greatest. You don't have to get, the best decoys out there. I got them, but again, I've been hunting. I've been hunting for 51 years. And I go and I get what I need to get, but you don't have to get the most expensive decoys out there. The decoys from Tangle Free and Academy work just as good. Hey Tyler, I didn't pull the trigger, dude. I did not pull the trigger. So you don't have to get the biggest and the greatest. You don't have to go and buy, $1,000 waders from Sitka or Sheen or Bandit or anybody else. You don't have to have that stuff. You do need waders. You need a good pair of waders. You need a decent shotgun. You don't need to get the best. I mean, man, listen, a Remington 870 has been around for a long time, and they do the job. I would say if you're going to spend any money, spend it on ammo, and get you some bismuth. I know a lot of people can't afford it. It's kind of expensive, like $33 for a box of 20. Other places are like $60 for a box of 20. But the ammo is better. It's just absolutely better. And I would definitely get the better ammo. Because when you do connect, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a quick. It's gonna be a good kill. And you're not shooting 5 or 6 more times with some cheap steel shot. Now, does steel kill? Yes, it does. It will kill them. If they're close enough, it'll kill them. But if I was a beginner or learning about this, and my best advice to give to you would be to tell you, don't skimp on ammo. You can get away with a lot of stuff, but don't skimp on ammo. Jeff, that is so true. That is so true. Dang, we had a 4-man limit mixed bag on the upstate. Yeah, I didn't pull the trigger opening day. I talked to quite a few guys that shot opening day. Some did really good. Some, but the majority, the guys that I talked to, I'm not talking about everybody, but the guys that I talked to, some of them had really good days, but the majority, they saw ducks, but the ducks just weren't working. I went in the swamp, and I should have known better. I really should have known better, but I love the swamp so much. Low water, low food. It was just. We saw a bunch of summer ducks. I mean, summer ducks were everywhere. There's none that were flying in range. Need cold weather for sure, yes, sir. Need some water. We need water. That's our, we need water. But yeah, that's what I would do, buddy. If you got any specific questions about starting out, let me know. I'll try to help you out. There's a tub of people in here right now that are, I wouldn't say experts, but we've been doing it for quite some time. Going to get a lot of water. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing we're going to get a lot of rain tomorrow. I just hope it I just hope they don't uh, turn the pumps on and drain it out, man, because we need the swamp needs to fill up. I'll put it to you like this: it is so low in there. I was walking on dry ground in areas that I'm normally thigh to waist deep in, and I was on dry ground. It is it's dry in there. But again, if you're in South Carolina, like I said, I'm going to be harping about this today. There's a link at the top of the comment section. That is to the state assembly. And if you are tired of what DNR is doing about our Cat 1s and our public areas, waterfowl areas, click on, you can leave right now. That's fine with me. Or you can copy it and go to it later. And you can, write them an email and tell them how you feel about it. Santee Summer Duck Slayer. I met you at 601 Ramp one morning. Got any tips for hunting Santee? Tired of all the squatted truck. Scott busted my I've met a lot of people at the 601 Ramp. Right now, dude, Santee is oh my gosh, it is low. The water's low. I mean bad low. I did not see it personally. I did see some videos of people putting out videos. Matter of fact, Daryl Newman with the Waterfowl Company, he makes duck calls. He put out a video on TikTok, I believe. He may have put it out on Instagram as well. But there were the parking lot was full at Pax Landing, and there were cars parking up and down the road going into Pax. It's just too many. It's just way too many people for me to go down that way. There was no way I was going to go down there opening day. There were people camping in their boats, in their holes, in their spots since Tuesday and Wednesday. I know, just sitting there. I went down there late last Sunday. I went down there late Sunday afternoon and was just, I went to the old Jacks Creek Landing and I was just sitting out there looking, and there were people. I could see boats going in there, and I'm like, man, that's going to be packed. There's going to be so many people in that place. It's not even going to be funny. We need it to dry down here. You need it to dry up. Well, dadgum, Bubba. You're in Florida, man. You got more water than anybody. Yeah, it's dry. It's dry, Jeff. And I heard some guys that were talking earlier before the season started, and everybody was getting excited because it's going to be a very cold winter, and I don't doubt that. I've seen the signs. It's going to be a cold winter. I've read the weather reports, and of course, popping a persimmon and looking at the little arrow in there, it's going to be cold. But the Farmer's Almanac was saying it's going to be cold. All signs lead it's going to get cold. But if we ain't got water, if you ain't got a food source, they're going to fly right over you. They're going to keep going. They're going to go find water. So, let's see here. If y'all are in here tonight, please do me a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. Or heck, if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. That's fine with me too. Daniel Miles, not enough ducks for me to mess with on crowds on Santee. I'm telling you, dude, it was crazy. We didn't have too many people around us, but that again, the water is so low that a lot of people, if you had a if you didn't have a mud motor, you weren't getting to where I was at. I mean, you could maybe get 1,000 yards away, but then you're gonna be walking your boat. It was perfect right before the season. Then we got 16 inches of rain in 2 days. Good Lord. We need about 16 inches of rain. Well, at least if we get some rain tomorrow, which we're expecting, at least that'll wash the mud out of my boat. Let's see here. But like I said, guys, if you're from South Carolina and you're tired of what DNR is doing and you want something you want to do, I got a link right at the top of the comment page. It says it goes to the state general assembly, the politicians, and you can email them and let them know. Let them know this is our property. We own it. The citizens of South Carolina own it. And we want our WMAs, our category 1s, to be up and running. You know, we've had enough of it. A lot of these things have been down since 2010. Hey Jay, Savannah River low as I've ever seen it this time of year. Yeah. Let them know you're tired of it. You want DNR to fix and repair and to get our category 1s back up to operational standards where we can hunt ducks and have ducks in our public areas. Let them know. That's the only way we can do it. That's the only way we can sit here and we can talk about it all day long. We can complain about it, but until we start writing emails to the politicians and telling them y'all need to do this, nothing's going to happen. Nick Cook, how you doing? Welcome in. Daniel, I've been going back and forth to North Carolina. Ducks are now, from what I understand, are just starting to show a little bit. I've been hunting since October in North Carolina during the October season and about the first week of November. Then it went stale with no birds, nobody seeing anything. So I waited until opening day here, and I'll probably hit North Carolina on the split. Go back once everybody closes down this Saturday anyway. So I'll probably head back up there after the split and start hunting them again. I do know that on the 16th, is basically the 15th is the start of my vacation, and I'll be traveling on the 15th back to North Carolina, and on the 16th on my very first swan hunt. So I'm getting excited about that. Got my swan tag in and sitting over here on my desk. I am excited. I am ready to go on a swan hunt. Yeah, Jay, just to let you know, I've had a lot of people who have contacted me about comp and choke, and I can't say enough about them, man. I love my chokes. It was day and night from the DS that Browning does, the DS choke system they have. It was day and night from when I switched over. Yeah, Daniel, I'm hoping it'll be a good video. I am going to get guided, and there will be more people in the party, and I'm hoping that I can, before I shoot mine, that I can get some really good shots, camera work on that, on other birds, and the amount of birds. And then hopefully I can get mine on film. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm gonna have enough cameras out there. But I just haven't. I mean, we let's see here. Good jokes, good people. Yep. Slow until we get a cold snap in New Jersey. Just resident birds now. DV Clark 5. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the channel. Glad you could stop in. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button for me, please. It just helps with the algorithm, lets people know that I'm here. This is I've never hunted New Jersey. I have always wanted to go up there and hunt around Barnegat Bay. The history of New Jersey intrigues me, always has intrigued me. Great place to shoot black ducks. I do know that. But I have yet to hunt that. I've always wanted to go up there. I think my dream, of course, I got several duck hunt dreams. I fulfilled one many years ago before I started filming, and that was in Alberta. And I wish that I had a camera that day. My goodness, the ducks that were there. But Prince Edward Island is one place that I've always wanted to go and hunt. New Jersey, believe it or not, I've always wanted to go up there and hunt. Just the more historical areas on the Atlantic Flyway. Do I hunt on? You hunt any Saturday or Sunday? Yeah, I hunt Saturdays. You can hunt here in South Carolina on Sunday. I go to North Carolina a lot, and there's no migratory game bird hunting on Sundays in North Carolina. So generally when I go there, I hunt Friday and Saturday and then turn around and come back. If I am in South Carolina, I would hunt Friday and Saturday because those are my 2 days off. A reason I don't work Sundays, one reason I don't hunt Sundays anymore is because I work Sunday through Thursday. DV Clark, I river hunt coastal zone is a different world. Yes, sir. Need to do a Merritt Island. Okay. Oh, that's up in New Jersey, right? Billy? Did I hunt Saturday or Sunday? Here in South Carolina, yes. I hunted Saturday, didn't Bayou. Okay. I did hunt Saturday in the swamp. I didn't pull the trigger. The boys I was with, they knocked down a gadwall, but we couldn't find it. There was a little bit of shooting going on, but I wouldn't say a lot. My work schedule gets in the way of hunting. Yeah. Merritt Island has a rich history of duck hunting. Yes, it does. Okay. Now I know you talked about that when I was down there with you last year. I'm looking down here, make sure Bougie's down. Yeah, she's down here by my feet, laying down finally. She was muddy last Saturday, but she had a blast. She was running all over the place. I let her run after we finished hunting. I finally met up with Andy and his buddy Jay, and I just let her run. And she just went crazy, running everywhere. but she's coming along. She's doing good. We just need birds. That's all she needs right now. She needs to have birds shot in front of her. Once that happens, it'll all start to click. Yo, Keith, Salt Creek Custom. What's going on, buddy? Guys, if y'all want some good ammo, and I'm not kidding you, I have been shooting. All right, just so there's, it's out there. I shoot two types of ammo, two different brands, I should say. Number one, I do shoot Boss ammo because I got a case of it back here, and I do shoot Boss ammo. But I have been shooting Salt Creek Custom ammunition this season. Right now, it's been exclusively. I have yet to shoot any Boss this year, and I'm telling you, it's some great ammo. I shoot a 16 gauge. I know some people in here. I think Jeff shoots their ammo too. But I'm telling you, that's some good stuff, man. I did a lot of testing with their ammo. You can go into look in my videos with the Salt Creek ammo in 12 gauge and 16 gauge. You can see the patterns it's throwing in bismuth. I even shot some of their TSS out of the 12 gauge. I have not done it with the 16. I've got some 16 gauge TSS in there from them. I just have not had the time to test it, but the performance is awesome. Nick, I like Boss too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I told Keith that at Salt Creek, I like Boss. Nothing for me. There's nothing wrong with it. Anti, what's going on, buddy? Really great ammo, but I'm telling you right now, Salt Creek's got some really good custom loads, and he can make whatever you want. So you get a hold of him, and there's something you want special done, he can get it done. It's just him and his daddy loading, and so they can do any kind of custom load you want. But it's great stuff, man. I love it. For example, last duck season, during the October season, I was shooting Boss number 7s out of my 16 gauge. That's right. You heard me correctly. Number 7 bismuth in my 16 gauge. And I shot it. That was exclusive. That's all I got some number 5s, but I shot 7s last year from Boss. And all I shot last year were mallards. That was it. I didn't shoot the first teal. I didn't shoot the first widgeon or summer duck or anything. All I shot were mallards with number 7s. This year, I switched over to Salt Creek. I have been shooting their number 7s, and I've shot. This is all I've shot this year, so don't fuss at me too hard. Got 3 mallards, 2 teal, all shot with number 7s. Period. Jeff says, going to be needing some more shells soon, Keith. Let's see. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome. I need to check them out and give them a try. Are they local? No, they're out of Utah. You can go on their Instagram. They got an Instagram and I believe Facebook, YouTube. Anti just posted their YouTube. Look at their videos. But give Keith a call, man. Like I said, I shoot both. But right now I'm still shooting the 7s until I run out of them. And then I'm going to switch to his 5s. I do have some 2s and 4s in the 16 gauge that I'm going to try out a little bit later on as the season progresses. I got some number 9 TSS for the 16 gauge. And that is what I'm taking to go on my swan hunt. Number 9 TSS in a 16 gauge for my first swan hunt. There's like 900 and over 900 pellets in that shell. So it ought to be something else. It ought to be great. Y'all are super slam rock. Yeah, last week you were telling me you were dead in the water. Now you're back to running again. Good. But I tell you what, Nick, go and look at my videos that I did on them, and you'll see the patterns. I would say 95, 96% of the people probably shoot 12 gauges. And when I tested his ammo, I was shooting a 12 gauge, and they came out with great patterns. What's your opinion on what woodies will decoy to? I have mallard and teal digs, which work, but would woody decoys be better? All right, DV. I have numerous videos on wood duck hunting. Lots of videos, and I have lots of tips. Lots of video. I have taken wood duck hunting to an art form, I think. And I know a lot of other people have done the same. I actually have a video out says my go-to wood duck spread. I have wood duck calling videos and wood duck calling tips. They're all on my videos. Yes, you can decoy wood ducks. I have done it numerous times over water. I actually have a video out there where I was hunting in Kentucky, and we were hunting a dry cornfield. It was a dry harvested cornfield. Not all of it had been harvested when we hunted. There was a little bit of corn still standing, and that's what we were hiding in. But the rest of it had just been cut, and I actually called in a flock of wood ducks. And they were decoying on the dry ground. And I was using a wood duck call. So do they work? Yes, they do. Do they work all the time? No, they don't. It's just like any other call. Any other call that you have. Mallards don't always work to your call. And, they may see something or you hit a wrong note or whatever it is. But they don't always work. I don't think anything always works. But will they do it? Yes, they will. Wood ducks will also swim into your decoys if you're using a wood duck call. Now, my go-to spread is wood duck decoys. Right now, the company that I like, the decoy company that I like, does not make wood duck decoys right now. If anybody is affiliated with Heyday, or it used to be called Lifetime, or if they happen to be listening, y'all need to get wood duck decoys out. But I have 4 on a jerk rig. That's the only wood duck decoys I have right now are on a jerk rig. And but I'm a firm believer. Put out a handful of wood duck decoys. Put some on a jerk rig, and with the jerk rig, your decoys, and your calling, your chances of decoying wood ducks have just multiplied. It can be done. As far as the brand goes, I really don't think it matters. I like Heyday decoys, so when they do get them, those 4 wood ducks that I have will be sent off somewhere. I will give them to somebody who might want them, but I'm going to go to theirs when they get there because that's all I'm running right now. It's so up and down, mostly crazy. Had a couple slow days last week. Okay. Avery Pro Grade Decoys. I think Avery makes, like I said, listen, 90% of the decoys that are out there are not made for ducks, they're made for the hunters. Listen, when I was growing up, we decoyed ducks to black milk jugs. All right. Mallards. It didn't matter. Black milk jugs, ducks would decoy to them. It's all about water movement. In my opinion, my humble 51 years of duck hunting opinion, decoys are made for the hunter, not for the hunted. But Avery makes a great decoy. Heyday I think they make the best decoy out there. And they don't sponsor me. I've bought every last one of them that I've got, and I've got 7 or 8 dozen of them. Tangle Free makes a great decoy. Academy Sports, they're game winner decoys. I ran game winners for a long time. They're cheap. They were cheap decoys, and they worked. They work. So I know a lot of people like Avery's. I know a lot of people like Dakotas. I know a lot of people like Avian X's. It's whatever you like, to be quite honest, and what you're confident with. We need water in South Carolina. Yes, we do. Used a wonder duck this morning with a few decoys and was real impressed. Check it out. Actually, Jay, I still have a wonder duck somewhere in my shed. I have basically gone back old school. Occasionally I'll run a mojo in the beginning of the year, but or a mechanical decoy in the beginning of the year, spinner of some sort. But I just go back to my jerk rigs. I always got them in the boat. I don't have to worry about batteries. I just grab a jerk line and go to town. Hey Randy, what's going on? Welcome back. Took me 30 minutes to the river to get 500 yards. Yeah. We need water real bad. Real bad. But again, guys, and I'm going to just keep talking about this over and over. I got a link at the top of the comment section. It's to the State General Assembly. And if you're from South Carolina and you are tired of what DNR is doing about our public waterfowl areas, especially our Cat 1s, that link is to an email, and you can email the State Assembly and your politicians, your state representatives, all that stuff. Email them. Make sure it's an email. Make sure you're emailing them and tell them you're tired and you want DNR to get on the bandwagon, because it's very, very simple. This state land belongs to us, the citizens of South Carolina. We put in tax money for years, and this has got to stop. It's got to stop. We have a great history in South Carolina of waterfowling here. We used to have some of the best duck hunting on the East Coast, and now we're down to nothing. And we need to get DNR back on track. Samworth has been down since 2010. Yes, they are doing some work. Yes, I've seen the videos. For me, they're propaganda videos. They still haven't done enough, and they got to keep going and get this stuff fixed. They got to get the invasive plants out of there, and they've got to start putting in moist soil management with smart weeds and sprangle top, and get all this white marsh grass and all this suspania out. It's got to come out. Let's see here. Yeah, Randy, I put in on the river, Santee River the other day, Saturday, and I got grounded at the entrance into the swamp in one of the creeks. That's how it was a sandbar. I had to pull it across. That's how bad it was. We've hunted over black decoys all the time. Yeah, buddy. I mean, even today, regardless of where I'm hunting, I will have black duck decoys in my spread. But you're talking about black decoys, painted black. Yeah, I got you. Milk jugs. Can't tell you how many times I've taken old mallard decoys that the paint's faded off and I was getting new ones and painted them all black and put them out in a spread. RD Reynolds, what's going on, bud? Welcome back. Jay's in here somewhere. Well, like I said, a lot of people last Monday was asking me what can they do, and I said I would get back with you. So here it is. Go up there, grab that link to the state assembly, email them, email your representatives, your senators, your state senators, your state reps. Tell them to tell DNR to get off the stick or get out, one or the other. Noah said, hey, Noah, what's going on, my man? I hear you went on your first duck hunt or the other day and you were helping your daddy carry the decoys out to the truck. Hey, Tina, what's going on? I use woody, teal, and small mallard decoys. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Hey, a lot of that is also where you're hunting at. If you're hunting tight stuff like Randy's hunting, you don't need those big oversized decoys. I mean, the small ones work just as fine. RD, notice you're starting to get that duck commander look. Oh, I bet he did, buddy. I bet he had a blast. Yeah, I seen the pictures of you going helping your daddy with the decoys. Raising money for No Shave November. Yeah, I started that November 1st myself. Just letting you know. Have you caught up to me yet? But let's see here. Yeah, man. And going back to one of the original questions earlier about new stuff, duck calls. You really don't need to spend a lot of money on duck calls. Now, with that said, I got about 70 of them over here. I'm a duck call collector. I like collecting duck calls. It's a passion. I've got 3 or 4 of them up on my desk behind the computer, but you don't need the most expensive call. Honestly, you don't need it. $25, $35 calls work just as good. Duck Commander, we were talking about Duck Commander. They said that getting that Duck Commander look. Duck Commander makes some great duck calls, guys. I mean, he really does. He makes some great duck calls. I've got numerous of them over here. My wood duck call that I have on my lanyards, Duck Commander. I got a gadwall call. I've got teal calls. I got the whistle. You do need to find a call that fits your air. I will tell you that. You may have to go through 2 or 3 of them to find one that actually fits your air. It's easier for you to blow. But Duck Commander makes a great call. Buck Garner makes a great call. Echo makes a great call. Your R&T makes a great call. They make some fairly inexpensive calls. If you got some custom call makers out there, here in South Carolina, you have the Waterfowl Company, Daryl Newman, makes a great duck call. Wes Looney from Game Ground SWAT Game Calls makes a great duck call. Rilo Game Calls. Now he's out the West. Makes a great call. 35, 40, $50. Let's see, Big Lake Outdoors, right in Ellery, South Carolina. Hugh and his son Hugh McLaurin make great duck calls. I've got I got one of theirs right here. The reason it's not on my lanyard is it's out of whack, and I can't seem to get it back in whack. I can't get it to work correctly, so I got it out, and I'm gonna be taking it up to him and maybe getting some new reeds. Ducks Jenner is great. Ducks, yeah, I guess they make a good duck. I've never blown their duck calls. Got an old Echo call, works good for me. I've got several Echoes up here. I got several R&Ts up here. Let's see here. But don't think you got to go buy $150, $200 duck call. You don't need it. Eventually you're going to, if you stay with duck hunting, you're eventually going to do that because you can't help yourself. I've got a $25 Jensen over here. Now it's on my mantle because I've retired it, but it still works great. So it's no matter what your buddies tell you, seriously, and I no matter what they hound you on, you don't need an expensive duck call to call ducks. What you need is to learn how to blow a duck call. And blow it properly, and don't overcall, don't undercall, but don't overcall. And learn the basic quack. The basic quack and a basic slow rhythmic feed chuckle will get ducks each, and then every now and then a little comeback, but those, it all stems from the basic quack. Jeff says now it's Heyday and Dakotas. I like Heyday, Jeff. I really do. Heyday decoys. They're made out of the same material your Crocs are made out of. You can't sink them. You can shoot them. They will not sink. You can step on them. They will not crush. I like them. I absolutely 100% love them. And I'm rough on my gear, especially decoys. I'm always stepping on them in the boat or falling down in the boat and landing on them or what have you. And the only thing that I have been, the only thing I know that will destroy a Heyday decoy is a young Labrador puppy. That's the only thing I know that will destroy one of their decoys. Skull Creek calls, great custom made calls. Yeah, okay. I've never run their calls before, but hey, if Jeff says they're good, they're good. I trust him. But like I said, you just don't need to go and buy all this expensive stuff. And I mentioned Sitka earlier. I know a lot of people joke about the Sitka wares and the Carolina lift trucks and all that stuff. Sitka makes a great product. The problem with Sitka is I don't like their camo pattern. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I like natural gear, camo patterns. I like mossy oak bottomland because I hunt a lot of swamps. I hunt a lot of swamps. I'm in the trees, and that's just the patterns that I like. If I was hunting, marsh areas, and then maybe the Sitka pattern would pop out a little bit for me, but I don't. So I do know that they make a solid brown color, which is absolutely fine. You don't have to be all camoed. You can wear brown. I wore brown. As a matter of fact, right there, right behind me, right there is a pair of solid brown high and dry waders. My other ones are on the floor here. I just haven't hung them up yet. The World Championship is this weekend. Yes, it is in Stuttgart, Arkansas. Main Street calling at its finest. I have never been to the World Championship. I've never been. It's always been a dream. Another one of my little dreams, just to go down and spend the week down there, hunting in the morning and go to the festival in the afternoon. But I've never done that. I guess once you get married and have children and then start having grandchildren, you just can't take those trips like you want to. You know, something you gotta stick around the family a little bit. They get upset if you don't. Oh, let's see here. But going back to, like I said, you don't need to buy Sitka. I mean, Sitka makes some good stuff. Don't get me wrong; they make some really good stuff. Gene makes some really good waders. Am I still running the high and dry waders? Yes, I am. I got 2 pair of them now. I got a pair on the floor behind me. I just haven't hung them up yet. I brought them in the other day, and they got dropped to the floor, and just haven't hung them up yet. Yeah, I like high and dry waders, and high and dry are not that expensive. They're about $400 for a pair. They're not insulated. The wader is not insulated. The boot is, but the wader itself is not. Being here in South Carolina, I layer my clothing. So, and I was in some 18-degree weather last year, and I did not get cold. And at least my, the wader portion that I was in the waders, my legs and feet never got cold. I layered. Now I did layer, and when I layer, I'll wear a pair of, I start off with some breathable long johns, the breathable tops and bottoms, a really good pair of Merrill wool socks. And then normally I'll put on a pair of fleece wader pants over that. And usually that's all it takes. I do look a little funny sometimes because I'll wear shorts over all of that. It's just so I can have pockets, put my wallet and keys and stuff in. But, but I have yet to get cold in them. And I was in some 18-degree weather last year. RD says them Tidweed heater breathables are really nice. I'm glad you like them, RD. I really am. I hope they work out for you. I know some other guys that have them, and I hope that they work out for you. I just had a very bad experience with the company. And that's all I'm going to say right now. You look funny more than sometimes. Boss Ammo is the way to go. Cody Bishop, how you doing? I like Boss Ammo. I won't lie about it, but I have been shooting Salt Creek custom ammo this year, exclusively right now. I do have some Boss in there. And I'm gonna tell you, I am very happy with it. I've shot some mallards this year, and I've shot some teal this year, and all I have been shooting is Salt Creek custom ammo and number 7s out of my 16 gauge, and I'm wrapping them up, so I cannot complain right now. Do the new waterfowl blind is really nice. Like I said, RD, I'm glad that you're having a good experience with them, and I hope that continues for you. I had a very bad experience with them, and again, that's as far as I'm going to go with that. But I do like Boss. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like their number 5s and their 16 gauge are great. I've been shooting them for like 2 years, and then I got a hold of Keith over at Salt Creek Custom, and he made me some custom stuff. And for the 16, I shoot a 16 gauge. But I do have some videos out there, Cody, if you haven't seen them. On Salt Creek in the 12 gauge, and I think you will find them very, very impressive. Very impressive. China made, yeah. You talking about Tidweed, right? I haven't been keeping up with the duck hunting world lately, but aren't H&D coming out with a front zip waiter? High and Dry coming out with a front zip waiter. They already have. They have a front zip waiter. Yes, they do. They're supposed to come out this month. I don't know if they've come out completely. If somebody wants to look that up, High and Dry front zip waiters, see if they've actually. I know they were taking orders for them. When I ordered my waders this year, I ordered a new set this year. I've had this other set behind me for 4 years now, 4 seasons. I have not had a problem with them at all. Somebody asked, well, why'd you get another pair of waders? Well, I'm fat and I needed a bigger pair. You know, it's that simple. Yeah, wait to see the video. My wife shoots a new it's a new load. Okay, all right. I'll be waiting on it. I'll be waiting on it. But yeah, they do have a front zip. I don't know if they're still in pre-order, they've got them in, or they're out, or anything. But when I ordered mine, they didn't have them yet. They were still being, I guess, manufactured. It's the OM load. Okay. Yeah, I'll wait. I'd like to look at the video. I'd like to see what it does. The old man load. You know, I've been shooting a 16 gauge for a very, very long time, and I love it. You'll bring the 12 gauge back. I don't know, man. I love my 16 gauge. It's light, it's fast, it's reliable. It's you get the knockdown of a 12 and the lightness and speed of a 20. I just love it, man. It's that in between gauge that people don't know much about, and they kind of frown on it, but then they'll go and shoot a 20 gauge and they love their 20s, or they shoot their 28s. Try a 16 gauge, man. I'm telling you, once you get dialed in on it, there's so much fun. Yeah, Daniel, I love mine, dude. It would have to take a waiter company saying, hey, we'll sponsor you, but you got to wear our waders, and we're going to pay you X amount of money to wear our waders. And since I know that'll never happen, I'll just stick with High and Dry. The Lord's gun is a 12. Oh my Lord, how mercy on my gizzard. Hey, I got several 12s behind me right now, man. I love them, but hunting, I love my 16. It's an all-around gun. You can go shoot doves and quail, and then shoot ducks and deer and turkeys. Zippers and salt water don't mix. Yes, sir. But I heard a 12 gauge this weekend and felt my shoulder hurting. I would like to get a pair of their front zip waders. If they make them in the bigs, for fat people, I would think they would come out pretty good. I tried on a pair of zippered waders from another company last year just to try them, and I couldn't get them on. I don't know what was going on, but I couldn't get my foot in them. Just kept getting hung up in the boot. It was not a good thing. But like I said, if a wader company wants to come out and sponsor me, that's fine. I'll wear their stuff. But until then, what Salt Creek ammo should I try? All right, if you're duck hunting and you're shooting a 12 gauge, Keith, are you still in here? Hopefully Keith is still listening, because Keith is in here from Salt Creek Custom Ammo, or he was. I personally like the number 5. Now, RD just said 2 3/4 number 4s in bismuth. I like number 5s, period. When we were in the lead days, I was shooting 7.5 high brass Winchester Westerns. So I kind of have a tendency to go with the 7s, but our backup was the number 5s. When I shoot Boss ammo, I was shooting 2 3/4 5s, and I love it. So if you're shooting a 12, I would stick with in the bismuth. I would stick with the number 5s. If you want to go, I shouldn't say the more expensive route, but if you want to go the TSS route, you can actually step down your shot size and you will get more shot. I've got a 16 gauge load back behind me, number 9 TSS, and it's got over 900 pellets in it. So, Jeff, what are you shooting? What size shot are you shooting in your 20? It's got over 900 pellets in the TSS load. The bismuth. You can ask RD. RD has a channel. He has done a lot of videos for them as well. I've done a lot of videos for Salt Creek. And I'm now thinking I'm going to have to get a second mortgage and go straight TSS. It's better than Boss, you reckon? Well, RD says yes. I have a tendency of saying yes as well. I like the load. I like the patterns that they're given. There you go. Buy a box and test it. I'll put it to you like this. Before I got the comp and choke tubes for my new 16 gauge, I was shooting the DS Browning tubes when I bought my new shotgun, my new 16 gauge Sweet 16 in the Wicked Wings. And I went out there and I patterned Boss number 5s in the 16 gauge, and I patterned 16 gauge in number 5s in Salt Creek. I got better patterns with the Salt Creek right off the bat, but they still weren't where I wanted them because I didn't have the right choke tube in. When I got the Comp and Choke tubes from Comp and Choke, I went in there and reshot and repatterned, and I got better patterns with the Comp and Choke in Salt Creek, and I got good patterns with Boss, but I got better patterns with Salt Creek ammo using Comp and Choke tubes. Salt Creek says number 9's 12 gauge for divers, teal, woodies. Wow, number 9's. DV, I got two boxes of number 9 TSS for my 16 gauge, and I'm going to shoot a swan with them. That's what I'm going to have with me when I go swan hunting. I'm telling you right now, that's what I'm going to do. Jay Bridger says, been on the TSS train for turkeys 15 years, won't ever go back. There you go. I use Salt Creek TSS on specs in Texas, and it was nasty. Yeah. Yeah. I've got some number 9 TSS. I probably won't shoot wood ducks with them. I just don't think you need them. Jeff is a bismuth number 4 guy himself. But yeah, I plan on getting TSS in the future, a lot more of it, and going that route. And what now? TSS has the same. I'm thinking you're saying the same lead as lead, then bismuth, then steel has the worst lead for shooting. You might want to rewrite that because you got me confused. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. Slow down your fingers. I like TSS, but I got so much bismuth right now. I need to shoot it up. But I've been shooting number 7s, and they're number 7s, Salt Creek number 7s for ducks this entire season, and I've yet to had an issue with them, not one bit. Number 4s, goose might wander by. Yep. I mean, I like number 7s. I really do. And in a bismuth or even lead, that's what I prefer. I know this. I'll never go back to steel ever. And I've got boxes of it in my cabinet. And it'll just stay there because I'll never shoot ducks again with that. Unless I just happen to run out of everything, and it's the only thing I got in there. But I've been, like I said, I've been shooting ducks. We're killing them. What else can you say? But do I like Boss? I mean, if that's a question, then I'd have to say, yeah, I think Boss makes a great shell. I'm not gonna badmouth them at all. They make a great bullet, but if I had to choose, and again, Salt Creek does not sponsor me, guys. They do not sponsor me, not one bit. We are friends, but I'm not sponsored by them. So I tell you, if I'm not sponsored by, well, I shouldn't say that. Comp and Joke, yeah, but that's it. I don't have sponsors. Everything I get, I usually buy myself, and if I like it, I'm going to tell you I like it. Period. When leading to shot on our DSS is the same lead as lead shot, then double the lead for bismuth, then 4 times the lead for steel at 50. I got you. Okay, there we go. Got you now. If I had to buy a Boss, I would buy the Legacy or the new War Chief. And see, I shoot a 16 gauge, so that's all they got is the regular 16 gauge loads, and I shoot number 5s. I did shoot their 7s, and absolutely wonderful. Until I ran out, and all I have a case of 5s back there for Boss in the 16 gauge, and I have not broken them out since I started shooting Salt Creek. Now I do take them with me, for the absolute chance that I may run out of shells. I'll have some in my truck when I'm on trips, but I've been shooting Salt Creek. And don't ask me about, I'm not the ballistics guy in here. That would be Keith, if he's still in here. RD knows more about the ballistics and stuff than I do. And all that stuff. I just know what works in my gun. And right now, in my new Sweet 16 Wicked Wings with comp and choke tubes, it's Salt Creek custom ammo. And I have yet to find a load that did not pattern well. I have tested them. I've tested their 7. Now, this is all in bismuth. I've tested their 7s, their 5s, their 2s, and their 4s. And I have yet to find a load that I didn't like on paper at 35 yards. I will tell you this. In the number 9 12 gauge load, I don't recommend you doing this on actual ducks or geese. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I shot a TSS, number 9 TSS load, improved cylinder out of a Remington 870 at 70 yards. And I think I had, was it, anybody remembers? I think I had like 60 or 70% in a 30-inch circle. It was absolutely crazy. Where's the link above the comment section? It is the first comment that I put in there, Cody. If you're talking about the DNR thing with the state legislators and the state assembly, it should be the very first comment in the chat. If you don't have it, let me see if I can do this again. There is a state out government email. Again, if that's what you're talking about, Cody, I just posted it in the comment section again. Buffered bismuth have tighter patterns. Yes. With TSS loads, I will tell you guys, if you don't know, open your choke up. Open it up. So if you're used to shooting full or modified, go to improved cylinder. If you're used to shooting improved cylinder, I would go to a cylinder bore. Keith actually told me himself to shoot a cylinder bore. I just did not have any. I borrowed one from RD actually for the 870, and it was tremendous, the patterns that I was getting at 35, 40 yards. It was unbelievable. 80, high 80s and 90% were in the 30-inch circle. 3x5 mix. If you like those, Keith makes them. He makes a 3x5 mix as well. He'll make a mix for you. I'll let others talk about the War Chief. Yeah, you didn't like the War Chief, did you? If I remember correctly. Yeah, dude, get you a box and like I said, make sure you got some choke tubes and and just pattern them. Make sure you pattern them first. To see what your gun likes. I mean, because hey, I have gone through 2 or 3 boxes of shells before I have of different brands before I would actually find something that my gun liked. And it may be something that the brand I don't even like, but my gun shot it. So, make sure you pattern your gun. Make sure it's shimmed correctly, as RD will tell you. I had a real hard time with my new 16 until we got it shimmed correctly. And then when I did, man, I was zeroed in, but I'm telling you, it started doing some wicked stuff. Hence the name Wicked Wings. It went from bad to good. Let's see here. I need to do something real quick. Hang tight, hang tight. You might want to go to Canada next year with me. Where are you going, Cody? What part of Canada are you going to? I'll be making a trip next year to Louisiana. Not this January, but next January. That's going to be my big trip for next year. This year, I wasn't really going to go anywhere except for North Carolina. Hopefully to Kentucky. If all things go, there you go. I don't stock number 3 bismuth. I kind of don't want to copy already done loads by other manufacturers. Okay, gotcha. So you're still here. Great. That's why I sent you that text to see if you were still here. But those are my trips for this year. And of course I got the Swan permit. The biggest reason is I didn't want to take any long trips this year is I got a new pup. For those who don't know, I got a German wire hair pointer. She's coming along really well. Her name is Bougie. She's laying down here beside me. And I didn't want to, she's not finished. She's only 9 months old. So she's definitely not finished. And she'll be somewhat finished next year. But I didn't want to take any trips where I'm hunting with other people with her. And yeah, she's going to go with me. If I'm going hunting, she's going hunting. Except for this swan hunt. That's the only hunt that she can't go on. Got you, Keith. I got your text. But next year, Louisiana for sure. Probably going to Arkansas next year. Back to Arkansas. Bougie should be ready for that kind of hunt. Yeah, and hopefully Kentucky in into January, if all things go well. It went. You still ain't told us where you're going, buddy. I want to get back to Florida. I really do. I want to go on another Florida hunt. I didn't do well last trip, but I'm hoping maybe this time next year, this time frame, is going back to Florida for a long weekend. I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. But I'm definitely hitting Arkansas and Louisiana. So I'm gonna start saving my money. That Louisiana trip is gonna be a wing ding. What else we got, guys? If you're still in here, if you've just been sitting down listening, just pop a comment in the chat so I know you're still here. It could be just hey, or you're an idiot, or whatever. I don't care what you say. Just as long as you don't cuss, as long as we don't cuss, use profanity, as long as we don't degrade anybody, we good to go. Because YouTube does watch this thing. So what else, guys? Again, if you're in South Carolina, if you're a South Carolina duck hunter and you're in here and you're listening, you haven't said anything yet. Throughout the chat, I have put in a link to the South Carolina State Assembly. That's an email. You can send them an email, send your reps an email. We can send your representatives, your senators an email and tell them they need to get on DNR's butt and get them getting our Cat 1s, our public areas, back to 100%. Especially Samworth and Santee East, Santee West. And my wife says I'm snoring, so I guess I'll have to go to bed. Hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving. All right, Charles, you have a great day. Have a great evening. Go get to bed. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving as well. But get a hold of your politicians and let them know to tell DNR to get off the stick or get out of the house, one or the other. They either need to start doing what they're supposed to do, or they need to go on to something different. We can degrade RD. His feelings don't matter. RD says Salt Creek. That's what my wife said. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Are we ever going to get cold weather? Are we ever going to get ducks? We need food. We need food in the water. We need food in our public areas. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it 1,000 times. Ducks need 3 things. They need food, water, and rest. And we don't have, not right now, we don't have none of it. We have no food in our public areas. We have no water in our public areas. And they are definitely not getting any rest. It snowed here today. You're in Utah, dude. I tell you what, speaking of Utah, I am highly thinking about going to Idaho next year. And if I do, I may be stopping. I got my buddy in Idaho, and he's asking me to come out. I've got a good friend of mine in Minnesota keeps telling me to come out, and I want to get out there. I want to go to these places. All it takes is money, which I don't have right now. But I need to get out there. I want to get out there and hunt with you, Keith. and then head on over to Idaho and come back. It had been so long since I've hunted in the snow. Public land can't compete with private impoundment. Actually, you know what, Daniel? If the DNR would get off their tail and get our Cat 1s up, they could compete. They could compete. It's just that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They only have one manager right now, and that I know about. Now there may be another one or two somewhere, but there's only one that's doing anything, and that's the guy that's over at Santee Coastal Reserve. And and as far as I'm concerned, he's doing a good job. He's doing a great job, as far as I'm concerned. But they need a full-time manager at Samworth. They need full-time managers at Santee East and West. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Glad you came in. They need these experienced waterfowl managers, land managers, and they need to go into moist soil conservation. They got to get these dikes fixed. They've got to get these impoundments fixed. They got to get rid of this white marsh grass. They got to get rid of the sabania. They've got to get it mowed, cut, burned, disked, the whole 9 yards. They've got to get that under control, and they have got to start getting good food in there and good water flow. And once they start doing that, we will see better duck hunting in our Cat 1 areas. Now, the open public areas and the Cat 2s, they're a crapshoot, and they will always be a crapshoot until we get more food. And the food we need there, again, moist soil, or not moist soil, but aquatic vegetation, such as eelgrass, widgeon grass. I know they'll try to kill it as fast as it comes up, but hydrilla. Until these start growing back in the lakes and in our water systems, you're not going to see the amount of ducks in the public areas. Again, the Cat 2s and the open public areas, you got to remember they can't be managed. There's no way the only thing they can do is reduce the days, the pressure, the hunting days. But open hunting, the open public areas, such as 99% of Santee, there's no food there. There's no food source, or very little food source. There's no water. We can't control that. And there's way too much pressure. Boats running everywhere. That includes the fishermen as well. Fishermen, the duck hunters going out there, stirring things up. These birds are going to go where there's less pressure. They're not dumb. And they'll hit those private impoundments. Why? Because they manage food, water, and rest. But right now, I'm concerned about the Cat 1s. Got to start somewhere. So let's start with something that we can work with, and that is the Category 1s. Wish I was going hunting in the morning instead of work. Yeah, me too. Hydrilla is trying to make a comeback. I've seen a little bit. Coming back. I will never say where I see it because I don't want it to get around and people start trying to kill it again. But we've got a lot of eelgrass that's growing up too, Daniel. A lot of eelgrass, and that is going to have a lot of invertebrates. Some of the ducks, divers, widgeon, gadwall, they'll eat that stuff. Coots will eat it. You can say what you want to about the old coot, but the coot is a barometer if you think about it, because where you see coots, you're going to see ducks. And when's the last time we've seen big rafts of coots? We haven't. And from what I'm hearing, some of the guys that are out there have started to see more and more coots, which has contributed to the eelgrass that actually was planted by Santee Cooper. So I'm happy for that, but we need more. We need more, and we need to continue to get more. We just can't be satisfied. We cannot be satisfied with a little bit. We got to. You give us an inch, we're going to take a mile. We want that mile because the duck hunting here has been degraded for so long that we can't sit idly by anymore. We've got to start demanding we get more and more food sources in our hunting areas. Bass fishermen are a great ally as far as hydrilla goes. Yes, exactly. Hydrilla in natural, aquatic vegetation, hydrilla, eelgrass, all that stuff benefits not just the ducks, but benefits everything. It benefits the small fish, the fry, bedding areas. Fish can hide from predators such as eagles and ospreys and cormorants and other fish. You get a huge invertebrate explosions, freshwater shrimp, hellgrammites, so forth, snails. Fish will eat these things. Ducks will eat these things. And you get a healthy and a more balanced ecosystem. And until, as far as I was, Santee was a desert for such a long time with no grasses and stuff. What are you eating? She's eating something over here. Hang on a minute, guys. I wish y'all could see this. She is laying on her belly. She's laying on her back, chewing on I got a bone. Becca, how you doing? I said hello when you came in. You must not have heard me. You must have been busy talking on the phone. Oop, turn my light back on. Don't want to do that. Oh my Lord. What do we got? But yeah, we need more grass. Close, you were texting. Okay. See? But I said hello when you came in. Like I said, guys, if you guys in South Carolina, if y'all are tired of the same thing I'm tired of as far as what DNR is doing, grab a hold of that link, get there, take care of it, and let your friends know. Copy it down, write it, whatever you got to do, and tell your buddies to do the same thing. About 3 years ago, I tried to get people to meet me at Pax Landing and to write a letter. And I had lots of people said they were going to be there, and only 9 people showed up. We got to do something, and we got to quit complaining about it amongst ourselves, quit fighting amongst ourselves, and get on the bandwagon and get a hold of these politicians and let them know, hey, y'all, no, we're tired of this. It's the only way we're going to get this thing to change, and we got to do it. And if that means if you're on here and I'm telling you, if you happen to miss the link for whatever reason, next Monday night, I'll be posting that same link again over and over and over on these live streams. I'm going to post that link on future videos. It'll just be a link for y'all to go see. Be down in the description. I'm going to post it in the Instagram. I'm going to post it on TikTok. I've got it, and I'm going to give it out. I'm going to give out that information. I want y'all we got to band together. And the duck season just started, but we got to do it now. We got to do it right now, every day. every day. That means sending 2 or 3 emails a week. I don't care. Do it. But I can't do it by myself. I need y'all's help. You're the driving factor. If I do it, it ain't going to mean a hill of beans. One person sending an email. 10 people sending an email. You get 100, 1,000 that send emails. Hey, they're going to start listening. Yeah, and Daniel, here's what's going to happen. It's usually the first week. It's usually Thanksgiving. Everybody gets out there, goes camping, has a big hoo-yah, and then it starts to slow down. They get back into deer hunting. It'll pick up a little again right after deer season, but the hardcore guys, I mean, they're the ones that are going to be out there. There's other things that we've got to talk about, for the future of duck hunting, as far as other things, pressure and all that kind of stuff. But right now, my main focus is on the Cat 1s, and then once that's gets going, then I'm gonna come up with something else to harp on. We're gonna continue this fight. I've got to get a new waders. I'm going with Rogers. Heard a lot of good things about them. I had a pair of Rogers waders. Not saying anything bad about them, but they did not fit me well. The boot actually started to collapse on me, Randy. I would stick my foot in there, and the back end of the boot would just collapse. And I would struggle to get my foot in the wader, and they were proper size. They're, depending on what wader you get from them, they're basically frog togs. Like I said, the boot just collapsed. I highly suggest, and they do not sponsor me at whatsoever, but we're in South Carolina and we don't generally get that cold. And if it does get cold, we can always layer our clothing. I wear high and dry, and I've got 2 pair of them, and I love them. I absolutely love them. And they're about $400 or $500 a pop. They've just come out with a new front zipper in their wader. I think it was supposed to come out this month. So they may have some, they may not. I don't know. They do have a neoprene wader as well. So if you don't like the breathable and you like neoprene, they do have a neoprene wader. But I like the breathables, and they fit well. They do everything I want a wader to do. They're not insulated. I will tell you that. The boot is, but the wader portion is not insulated. But I just layer my clothing, and I was in 18-degree weather last year. And my ears and hands were cold, but my body wasn't from inside the wader. So I'm happy with them. I'm very happy with them. But everybody has their likes. I got it. RD likes tideweed heatable waders. I know other people that like Drake waders. I know people that like banded waders. I like the high and dries. And I can move in them. I'm not bound up. All right, Jeff, I appreciate you coming in, buddy. If you haven't already, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, which I know you probably already have. Thanks for coming in. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving, dude. I have Rogers, and I also had frog dogs. Okay. I thought you got the new tideweeds, or you were just talking about them. Didn't have a good time with the frog dogs. See, I know guys that love them, and I know guys that hate them. So I'm that way with banded. I had a very bad experience with banded. I went through three pair of waders in 3 days with banded. They leaked. It was just all there was to it. Step in the water, you were wet. And I have yet to, and I've had one pair of these high and dry for 4 years, and they do not leak. They do not leak. Well, we are coming up on 2 hours. I usually run this. I've hunted with several brands, but high and dry was the first breed of waders that I love them. This is the fourth. Yeah, you got yours the same time I got mine, didn't you? I think I talked about them, and then you went and got you a pair, if I remember correctly. Again, we're going on 2 hours. It's usually my time limit on here. I hope all of y'all had a good opening weekend, those in South Carolina. I hope you have a great year, a great season. Hope you get on them. And I hope that y'all have a great Thanksgiving. This Thursday, we will be celebrating our Thanksgiving on Saturday because my son has to work Thanksgiving Day with the sheriff's department that he works for. So we're going to do our Thanksgiving on a Saturday. So I will be out there Thursday somewhere doing something. Then come home and just be me and my wife, and we'll have a little bit of Thanksgiving ourselves. We may go out to eat, or we may cook something here. We haven't quite decided yet. I'll be out there again on Friday somewhere. If y'all happen to see me, flag me down, say hello. I will never wear Academy waders again. You might as well wear swimming shorts because they're gonna leak. Becca says, hope everybody has a blessed night. All prayers and blessings, hugs, and much love. Same to you, Becca. Listen, guys, I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving, and we will see y'all next Monday night right here on the live stream. Tell your friends about it. Bring them. Tell them to get on here. We'll have a hoop and a holler. We'll probably do a lot more just duck talk about how the season went, the first split. See how y'all did. See how I did. Hopefully I'll kill something this week. But anyway, y'all have a great one, and we will see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see y'all next time. Bye. Yeah, flag me down there, girl. In the stream.